Afternoon, everyone. It's 4:30. The Monday, April 24th, 2023 meeting of the Public Facilities and Safety Committee is called to order. Chairman Cunningham is unable to be here personally, but he is here via Zoom, and he's going to have some remarks and I believe turn it over to me.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, I just figured it'd be better suited if David handled this meeting since he's there in person. I think it's the best way to conduct this. So I'm going to turn over my duties today to him, and I will be here for support if he needs it.
All right, with that being said, if everyone could please rise and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public notification of this meeting has been published, posted, and distributed in compliance with the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act. Do I have a motion and a second for the approval of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right.
I'll second that.
Second. Thank you. Any objection? No objection. The agenda is approved. Moving into item 5, the approval of the minutes from February 27th, 2023. Can I get a motion and a second for approval?
So moved.
Second, please.
I'll second it.
All right. Any discussion?
No, they were fine.
Seeing no objection, the minutes are approved. Moving into the next item, the citizens' comment period. Do we have anyone signed up to discuss agenda items today? Seeing none, I will close the citizens' comment period and move into the agenda items. The first agenda item, item 7, is recommend approval of a resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into a lease agreement for real property located at 32 Hunter Road with Ace Hardware of Hilton Head. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Any second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
Is John here?
John, would you like to speak about the contract at all, or does anybody need John to present?
No.
All right, seeing no discussion and no need for, oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, the purpose of this is to just to lease the building,
I believe so, yes.
and it is tied to the next one as well, number 8.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
These are properties that council authorized us to buy some time ago with the, for the around the boundary of Hilton Head Island Airport. We're just leasing those properties until we're able to dispose of those buildings with the airport improvements. No need for them to sit there vacant.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And it does appear that this particular lease will generate $24,795 in annual lease revenue. Is there any further discussion about this agenda item? Seeing none, any objection to this passing?
Nope.
Seeing no objection, it is passed. Moving into item 8, recommend approval of a resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into a lease agreement and commercial operating agreement for real property located at 32 Hunter Road with Gittevin and Associates LLC, doing business as Go Rentals.
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I think this one is interesting because it talks about this group that wants to rent it is a car rental company, so it would well serve the airport. People coming in to the airport can then get a car rental.
Right.
So I thought this was, so 32 Hunter Road, these are both at the same place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in addition, so this would generate $16,947.72 annually, in addition to 10% of the gross revenues for the parking spaces. Seeing no further discussion, moving forward to a motion to approve this agenda item.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any objection? Seeing no objection, it is approved. And moving into agenda item 9, recommend approval to award Beaufort County Dirt Road Rocking Contract to J.H. Hires for county-owned roads.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right. Any discussion?
I have a question. When we, since we're giving the contract to J.H. Ayers, do we go out for like 3 bids?
It said they were the sole bidder.
The sole bid? We don't go out for other bids to see?
We do go out for other bids, but not, sometimes people do not have the capability. This is for work on the Fusky Island, and the actual
Oh.
materials are gonna have to be barged in, so not everybody has that capability
Right.
to do that. It's my understanding that this material is gonna be coming in from, actually Canada to get to the Fuskies.
Wow, okay, thank you.
You stay with it, Mr. Greenway. And I understand the CTC actually consolidated all of these so that it be a one-time thing for these 3 roads. What happens to Legacy Road on the Fusky? Where is that?
There are some legacy roads on the Fusky.
The main Legacy Road there.
You're talking about the,
Prospect Road,
Road?
that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
word.
we're still in litigation on that.
Okay. Waiting on a hearing. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I can add to that too. So this is a part of our TAG program. So CTC has been involved before, but we usually pay for dirt road paving out of our TAG program. And we have a 5-year paving schedule. And previously iteration, we had one road, Prospect Road was in year 3, and then School Road and Church Road were in year 4. And the Fusky Island Council approached us previously and asked that, 1, we switch out Prospect Road for Francis Jones Road, and 2, that the roads not be paved, but they be rocked only. And then we at staff consolidated them from year 3 and year 4 and put them all in 1 year so that we could get economies of scale for transportation and logistics. So that's the,
And we'll go back for Prospect Road at some other future, or
it'll
all
get
depends on the litigation and stuff.
that's correct. It'll get re-entered into the list afterwards, but
Okay.
it was the request at the Fusky Island Council to
Move
swap
forward.
those roads out.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mr. Fralix, just want to clarify for the record, these are only county roads, correct, that are being paved, nothing else?
That's
Or
correct. So
rocked.
it's part of our dirt road paving program, which is only on our county-owned roads. That's correct.
Thank you.
Logan has his hand up there.
No, yes, Logan.
Thank you. Yeah, that was gonna be one of my questions, and the other one was, can you talk about, do we have any estimate of how much money we were able to save the taxpayers by consolidating this?
No, not a real good estimate, just besides the fact that we would have to, we had to overcharge more than our traditional cost because of the logistics of getting there. So there's a substantial savings, thousands of dollars, but I don't have a real good estimate of specifically how many thousands that we saved. But definitely a guarantee of savings from the contract.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, is there a motion to approve or deny? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Anybody, any objections?
No.
Seeing no objection, it is approved. And moving on to the next agenda item, which is recommend approval to award the construction management and inspection for the South Carolina 170 near-term improvements to HDR.
So moved.
Thank you. Any discussion?
I have a question. You know, I love to ask Jared questions. So for the edification of our audience and anybody listening, can you talk about safety and capacity improvements along 170 from Oakity Center South to South Carolina 462? And so if they haven't read this, it's resurfacing, turn lane and interchange improvements, signal, blah, blah. Can you just talk a little bit about it for people?
Yep, so in 2019, there was a study commissioned by LATS, our regional planning organization, to what improvements need to be done on 170. Out of that study came a series of recommendations with some short-term, intermediate-term, and long-term provisions. The long-term provisions would be widening the 4.5-mile segment from Oakity Center South all the way up to 462 from 4 lanes to 6 lanes, as well as several safety initiatives at specific intersections. That is a very large project that will take time to develop and design and permit. So they also provided some short-term solutions that will make some immediate relief, but not obviously the full finality of the relief plan. So that's what we have in front of us is the short-term projects, and there's 5 specific intersections. At Oakity Center South, there's some improvements there getting out of that intersection. The key one is at the interchange of US 278 and 170, making some provisions where that kind of starts getting congested right there, as well as getting out of Oakady Center North. There would be some enhancements to that intersection to make safety a lot better in that. Most recently was Tide Watch, and I'll come back to that, but Tide Watch, there were some improvements there. Left turn signal improvements, and Cherry Hill, an additional signal to advance warning signal at Cherry Hill. Improvements at Argent Boulevard, and then improvements at 462. So those were the 5 areas to be addressed in this, mostly within the existing confines of the existing pavement, again, as a short-term temporary holdover. At Tide Watch, we just got permission from DOT not long ago that, yes, we could put that left turn signal. That wasn't initially something that was viewed favorably upon from DOT. We were able to coordinate with DOT, appreciate there was a lot of people in the room that helped out on that, and appreciate all the support. And that was expected 2 weeks ago, a 10 to 12 day turnaround, but we actually just completed it in 7 days. And the left turn signal, I think Chairman Passman told me it was installed today.
It's in,
So it is fully functional. I'm glad we could get that one in ahead of the game, but those are the intersections part of this project.
so what's the timeline on this, just so I know to avoid the whole area?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, the work will, most of the work will occur at nighttime. So if it's in the middle of a travel lane, this is a road that DOT does not allow us to work in the middle of the daytime for obvious reasons.
Okay.
So it won't be too bad. There may be some shoulder work. We intend to go out to bid, and then in the coming weeks, we're finalizing some details with DOT, because we're also going to be resurfacing, pairing together their project with our project. So as soon as we get that final approval, we'll put it out to bid hopefully in the coming weeks. By the time we get that procured and approved at the county council level, is 3 or 4 months away. So our hope is by the end of the year that these improvements would start towards middle of the summer and be done by the end of the year is our game plan.
So these should seriously limit how many nixles we get about the accidents on the
I hope
road.
so. I hope so. Yeah,
It's like daily nixel.
yeah, I can understand.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Yes.
Mr. Chairman, in the contract, I highlighted 2 words. One is drainage, and the other one was, which is 2 words, public speaking. That's in the back there on information and stuff, but that's not relevant, is too much. As long as they work, as far as I'm concerned, as long as they're translating it to you, you translate it to us.
That's correct.
I don't want them to translate to
No,
us.
no, no.
Okay, thank
That's
you, sir.
right. Yeah, no, it'll be coming through staff.
The drainage, and I'm gonna refer to Highway 21 Sea Island Parkway with the state DOT. Most of the drainage along Highway 21 is in a catch, I don't know, they call it a catch basin. Is that the same issue on 170? They have catch basin, and my concern with catch basin is that with all the downpour of rain we are having, once that basin is full to capacity, it has no other place to go other than in people's yard.
Yep.
We need to avoid that as much as possible. So I don't know whether improvement on drainage is like that, and if it is, I hope that we can do something about that.
Yeah, on drainage on this project is very minimal because we're trying to stay within the confines of the existing pavement. Drainage in general, you either have a ditch or you have a closed drain, open drainage section or a closed drainage system. Both are sized for a certain year storm. So if we have 6 inches of rain in an hour, both are gonna be taxed, to the point where they're gonna be hard to keep up.
Yeah.
But maintaining that's something we work with DOT on their road network to help them, or they inform them when there's an area that needs some maintenance, and then if it's on our road network for us to maintain. So,
Well, most of the problem I'm having, and even though you're talking about 170, I'm talking about Sea Island Parkway, is because of those catch basin. And if we can work toward working with DOT to do something better, I like either retention pond or an outflow connection in our canals. But right now, all that water stays in the basin. When it's overflow, it ends up in people's yard, and it looks like waterfront property in most cases.
Well, and if you have a specific area, just let me know, and we can work with DOT to put in a maintenance request. But in general, I don't
Well, I
understand.
can
what
tell you right now, Eustis community is one of it.
Let's
Thank you.
catch up and get those specifics, and then we can work to coordinate with DOT.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, can I get a motion to approve this agenda item?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Then, any objection to this passing? Seeing no objection, this is approved. And, Mr. Chairman, do you have any comment before I adjourn?
Other than you did a fabulous job getting that done.
Well, I tell you what, we may have set a
And I
record.
appreciate you for doing it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we may have set a record. 16 minutes, and we are adjourned.
That's the word,